Greetings. In the entertainment world, there's a lot of talk, discussions, and even debates in regards to who the greatest of all time is, i.e., the GOAT. And of course, that's within the sports world, the movie world, and the music world. Now, in the sports world, for example, uh, there's definitely those types of conversations within the WWE. Right now, for those myself included, and others who have watched WWE for a number of years and still watch it to this day, to a certain degree, we're familiar with names like John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Kane, The Undertaker, Edge, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, etc. And the list goes on. Those are definitely names that are in that conversation piece when it comes to who is the absolute greatest, the absolute best of the best. Now, on the female side of things, a known superstar who whose name definitely has validity when it comes to discussing who the greatest of all time is former WWE superstar Becky Lynch, aka the Irish Lass Kicker, aka the Man, aka Big Time Bex. Now, of course, I put the term former in quotes because with people making their returns to WWE, right, that shows that she herself, Becky Lynch, I'm referring to, she herself is going to make her return, down the road, sooner than later. 9 times out of 10, guaranteed. But with that being said, I wanted to take a moment and show this clip right here of an episode in Monday Night Raw when she was still an active competitor at the time that shows and illustrates my sentiment of her not just considering herself to be one of the absolute greatest of all time. Of course, being one of the GOATs, but she herself actually taking that literally. I'm gonna show what I mean. So let's go ahead and take a look here. It's the thuggish Okay, so with that being shown there, for people who have watched Becky Lynch for a number of years, morphed from who she was when she first got in to one of the absolute biggest names in the wrestling world, one has to wonder if you consider yourself to be one of the absolute greats of all time, given your very impressive resume, and it is impressive. All the matches, all the championships, and the viral moments that have been created. You have to wonder why in the world would she showcase a picture of an actual goat head on the back of her jacket. In addition to that, have ring gear where on both her shoulder pads are two little stuffed goats, with the term goat also printed on the back of that ring gear too. One has to wonder. Maybe, of course, maybe, just maybe, that's a way of showing who she worships or venerates. Because we all know for a fact, from those of us who research, who do our homework, and even who watch a number of Hollywood movies throughout the years, knows what that world is all about. That it's not just about how gallant, how talented and gifted you are, but also what you're willing to do behind closed doors, right? All the rituals that we know about, that's what they have to do. And one of those rituals involves riding the goat. Particularly within Freemasonry, right? Now, am I saying that Becky herself literally rides the goat? Not necessarily, but you never know. Same could be said for her or her husband, Seth freaking Rollins. It could be the same said for many of these um, athletes within the WWE world, within the basketball world, football world. Who knows? Within the sports world, the music world, the movie world, that's always been the case. Pretty much most, if not all, these people get down that way. All right, and they worship the goat god, which we know in ancient Greece is called Pan. Now, of course, that same deity is known today in our modern time as the Baphomet, which is the androgynous god, known as the god of transformation. But really, it's really the androgynous deity or god of transgenderism, which is taking more and more prominence within Western society to where it's affecting both adults and children, right? And that's very sad to say, very sad state of affairs, but it's our current reality, unfortunately. So, and of course, and that's another conversation for another day. But I wanted to highlight that because not just with this scene right here, but for people who remember his time on Undisputed, Shannon Sharp, aka Unk, who now has his own podcast, Club Shay Shay. He actually brought an actual goat out out onto the scene on live television wearing a LeBron James jersey, right? That was a symbolic way of saying that LeBron himself is the GOAT. And of course, there's definitely that conversation, right? And again, it just goes to show you, man, this is like the condition of the battle in regards to you you were knowing who these people are in regards to their talent, their skills, and their gifts. And it's definitely great that you appreciate them for what they do, what they bring to the table, and how they're able to entertain millions of people around the world doing what they do, captivating them. But when it comes to actually worshiping these people like gods and goddesses, no. Reason why is because, well, for one, they're regular human beings just like you and me. Again, the only difference with them is that, again, they're good at what they have that talent and skill that they're experts at, highly trained and specialized in, that most people can only aspire to do, can only aspire to be. All right. So that's why with that being said, this is why it's so hard sometimes for people to accept when you accept certain things like this, because it's understandable, because many of us, growing up, we actually put these people on a pedestal. We held them in high regard in regards to what they were able to do, right? How they're able to keep us, to a degree, honestly mesmerized by their performances in movies, cinema, in sports, in music, all that. But when you find out what they do behind the scenes, whole different ball game. And unfortunately, with many people out here, you have people out here who are definitely idolaters, idol worshippers, not just in regards to wood and stone, but in regards to people. They worship these people, right? Like they're actual deities, like they can do no wrong, right? And that's why, unfortunately, with them, they're under what they call a great spell, a great big time spell. Now, of course, you have people out here who are breaking out of that spell, obviously, and they're seeing things for what they are, right? And they can understand on one side what these people are good at doing, but they can separate that to a degree from what they have to do to get to where they at, which involves bending over. Okay, I'm just going to say it. These people have to bend over to get to where they're at and to stay there. All right. But that's the case. It is what it is. I just wanted to touch on this real quick because, you know, this little clip caught my attention. I just wanted to do a video on it to give my commentary, my 2 cents here. And that's it. So without further ado, that's my time. I'm out. Peace.